Good morning and welcome to the morning show on this Tuesday. I'm Marshall Shore.
And I'm Melissa Farley. We're here
at the fabulous Arizona Center.
Whew.
Without tacos.
Without tacos, but my, what a party we had yesterday.
Wow, so much fun.
Yeah, seriously, thank you to everyone who worked together to bring that event to life. Marshall, all the vendors, cultural coalition,
Oh my gosh,
the
yeah,
artists,
I
the
mean,
musicians.
Adrian, everybody, I mean, so much fun.
Yeah, it was so great. And thank you to everyone who came out and supported our very first event. That was so cool. So
Indeed.
hopefully that's the first of many more cool events to come.
Exactly, that is the whole goal. So
Yeah.
So thank you all so much. We had an amazing time. I think I'm still trying to recover. But
yeah, so as we said, we did not promise chipper this morning.
right, awake.
But we are awake, and we're thankful, and we're so grateful for everybody and for the magic that was last night. So thank you.
And you know what we're also grateful for?
What? No. No.
Wow, hook, line, sinker.
I'm tired, Marshall.
I'm reeling you in. All right,
All right,
but
what do we got?
Rip off that Band-Aid. All right. And our word of the day for this Tuesday, without tacos, is laudable. Worthy of praise, commendable. All right, so let's see what their sentence is. The students were awarded for their laudable efforts to clean up and renovate the play structure at the local park. Yeah, I mean, that actually, finally, I'm more amazed.
How surprised you are whenever the sentences
when it actually
are
works
okay.
and makes sense.
Your wardrobe is laudable.
It makes me happy.
Yeah.
So
You can use laudable today. That feels like a very doable word to work in.
Exactly, it's a very laudable effort.
Yeah. We just used it twice, and it's...
But I know chicken fell
Still
from the
early.
ceiling, or ducks, or anything else.
Where's my chicken, by the way?
I know, where's a
You
waka waka
promised.
waka waka?
I have you on video promising that.
But I didn't say when.
I'm going to give you a
So
deadline.
there's a loophole there.
I'm going to give you a deadline. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We've got a fun couple of guys to interview with you. I think you're going to have a good time. And
Oh, we'll have a great time.
do you like how mischievous my face got?
Well,
I don't know
indeed,
why.
well, because we know who's coming on,
We do,
and
we know.
they don't, so that's why.
All right. Well, find out when we come back from this break. Dun, dun, dun.
Good morning and welcome back to the morning show. I'm Marshall Shore.
And I'm Melissa Farley. We're here at
The fabulous Arizona Center.
And we're here with two local legends of the Arizona film scene. They look so shocked that I dare say
And
that.
beyond, I wouldn't say
And
just
beyond.
and I was like not just film, but beyond that as well.
We've got John Kestner and Bill Pierce. Hello.
Hello.
Thanks for coming on the show
It's been
today.
forever, huh?
I know. So obviously we know who you are, but why don't you just take a second and introduce yourselves and say what you do for our viewers?
Well, legend. Wow, that's a little heavy. I just a local indie filmmaker here in the Valley. Been around here for quite a while, so we just make short films right for now, and looking to make a feature eventually.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Bill.
And I was a film critic here for 11 years, covering just the local film. And then once that dried up, isn't it strange? I ended up making films and Christian films, faith-based films mostly, with John.
Yeah. So that's primarily what you do is faith-based films?
We do probably about 3 or
Bill's like,
yeah, it's 3 or 4 of those. I mean, we've done 9 total.
Okay.
And the others are mostly comedies.
Okay.
So I will alternate between doing a comedy, and then I like doing faith-based films because I just like the storylines.
Are you writing all of these? Or?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. So
We started out doing comedies, and then he wanted to do a faith-based film, and I said, okay, you get to do one, and then we go back to and it it was so well received. It just really took off that they're really
Now
our
he-
bread
now
and
he
butter now.
wants to
What does that mean, well received? Like tons of views, got
Secular
into
festivals, not even Christian
Okay.
festivals. Secular festivals really want to see this kind of content now, and they're really well received at all festivals now. And
I think so like the feature film I did wasn't a Christian film, but it was very family friendly. It was very
was it the one with the?
Moving Ashley?
Okay, sorry. No.
No.
Yeah.
And we got that feedback all the time was there's not a whole lot of films being made like this that can be shown to kind of like these family audiences and kind of have that feel good sort of inspiration.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say that ours were family.
Yeah.
I like a kind of a harder edge.
Okay.
More of a, real world.
Yeah.
That's kind of the goal.
Yeah.
I think there's a good message in faith-based films. But I think there's also an audience out there that hasn't really had it presented to them.
Right.
That has a harder sensibility, a tougher, milieu. So a lot of our stuff is more real world.
Okay.
I think that's we won best experimental film at the Hard Faith Film Festival last summer in LA, and then we have another film in there this summer. So and it's Hard Faith. That's their. We do well with that one. But, I'm really happy with the way the films are perceived, because some of the bigger awards we've received are in secular festivals.
So when you do your casting for the faith-based films, are you only casting like faith-based actors?
Oh, no, not at all.
No? Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No, because the funny thing is, I when I cast, at least up to now, making these films, it's just basically like, well, you know what? I've been around for a long time.
Yeah.
So I've gone to a lot of films, and I've met a lot of people, and I go to the festivals, and I'll just kind of like, oh, that person, oh, I like that. I like that look. I like this. She could do this. Or I've actually written for some actors and actresses locally, because I know what their strengths are, and that's worked out really well. So far.
Nice.
Casting the people for the Christian films who are not Christian has been a really amazing experience. It's a discovery for them, and where as they're reading the script and as they're getting into the character, it's their interpretation, and it's really worked out well for us. I've just been really impressed with the performance we get out of people who have no background in Christianity or anything like that. That it's an experience for them that's new, and it comes out really amazing on film.
Yeah, it is interesting. Probably the film that I'm most famous for is a faith-based film, and it's interesting because like I'll get messages still once or twice a month, even though I did it more than a decade ago, of people like kind of questioning like, are you really a Christian? And so it's interesting being a secular actor and then doing a faith-based role like that, and then seeing how the audience responds to you.
Yeah. I've been asked that before, though.
Yeah.
Do you only have faith-based people? No, not at all.
I just remember the one that you did with the where everyone had the mark on
Well,
their
that was
head.
it, New World Order. Yeah.
New World Order. Well, you said Moving Ashley, so I've got mixed up. But,
well, I didn't, because I didn't direct that one.
Yeah.
But that was like the first lead that I had, and it ended up just getting shown everywhere, everywhere. And people will still like reach out to me to this day and talk to me about that film, and I'm like,
wow,
that's
okay.
interesting.
Well, I mean, it's kind of an open market in a sense, or an audience anyway.
Yeah.
Because and we're seeing more and more and more of this.
Yeah.
But there's a space between, secular filmmaking and then faith-based filmmaking.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to do things that would bridge that to where you don't think of it like, well, this is a faith-based film. No, I want this to be a film.
Yeah.
And it has that element to it because it's like a lot of people's lives. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing about Hollywood is they want to ignore that part of people's lives, the spiritual aspect or the deeper things, and they just want to ignore that.
Yeah.
And the coolest stories are going to include that.
Yeah.
So that's just my thought.
So tell me about why short films and why I'm not doing kind of like one big feature film a year.
Well, I can afford short films.
Money.
It all comes down to the
It's
scratch.
very, very
You know the
simple.
answer to that question.
I do know, but
It's very simple. If you have the money, you make the movie, and
Yeah.
for right now. And I mean, I know some amazingly technically brilliant people, who own their own equipment and can make. I mean, I've watched our films in Hollywood at the Chinese theaters.
Yeah.
And the quality of the sound and the picture and everything to it. I mean, the ability to make a film and make it look as professional as anything coming out of Hollywood is in everyone's hands now.
Right.
Everyone can do it if you find, because just like finding the people at local festivals and events and screenings, I also find the technical people who can have, and I know a couple amazing they're like a one-man crew.
Right. Yeah.
So they do the lighting and the sound and the editing and this is one guy.
Yeah.
Roman Aguirre's the guy who shoots our stuff now, and then Justin Moscow started. So I mean, those two guys are just, there's, you see, there's a crew, and I'm like, well, there's one guy standing there.
Yeah.
It's all, and so it's just so the ability to make something very, very professional is in anyone's hands if they have the money.
Yeah.
To do it.
And I think, like for my husband, Pat, he likes being a one-man band. Like, he likes doing all the positions, and when you give him a big crew, he's like, I don't know what to do with all of you, because he just wants to have, I think, that control and is able to be nimble and move in all those ways.
And the end product looks as good.
Yeah.
Whether there's 30 people or one.
Yeah.
What sets us apart is we do work really light, just a minimum number of people. And we try to complete everything in one weekend because, we've both been doing indie film for years.
Yeah.
And I take notes on everything I didn't like, and it was how much people's time was being wasted sitting around not getting anything done. So we try to get it done in like one weekend. There's no reason not to, and we don't
Bill has
waste
a lot
any
of
time.
notes of things he doesn't like.
Most everything, I like Marshall's bow tie, and I had fun with it.
So let people know you have all your films available on YouTube.
8 of the 9.
8 of the 9.
One of them is going through the festival circuit right now.
Okay.
So I'll be going over to LA in July, and then maybe September, and. But 8 of the 9 are on. We have a YouTube channel. Now the YouTube channel I started because we started making comedies first.
Okay.
So I needed a name for the LLC. So I chose Cavity Search Pictures for the company name to put on the LLC. Because I thought I'm just going to do comedies.
Yeah.
Well, that mission kind of changed a little bit, and now I'm still stuck with that name. So it's a dental theme.
You can do a DBA, doing business as with a different name.
Yeah, I could do another one, but I mean, I'm with Roman, we've kind of brought his is passion project. So for the faith-based films, we put his company
Going to that
name
moniker,
on that. So Cavity Search Pictures, it works perfectly for the comedies.
Yeah.
Because when it comes up, it says Cavity Search Pictures, and you see a dentist, people giggle. But so we kind of solved it. But if you go to YouTube, we have a YouTube channel called Cavity Search Pictures Films. Make sure you put films at the end of that, because I don't know what comes up if you don't.
Good tip. Really important tip.
I keep saying that, like, I gotta look that up. Oh, goodness. Yeah. So make sure you have films at the end of
Well,
that.
I know what I'm doing right after we're done.
Or look it up on Melissa's computer, so that way.
Yeah.
That way, the history.
Your algorithm doesn't get screwed
there's
up.
any FBI rating.
CIA calls.
So I have to ask you, because I know we do have a lot of local actors that watch this show. You said you kind of handpick some of your cast and write for folks, but if there are folks that want to be in your films,
if they want to contact me, I mean, one of the last films we did, I wanted, I had different looks in mind, and Monique Michelle, who was in a couple, I saw that, and I look at their stuff, and I saw that she did an urban crime thing, and there was some guys on that, and I asked her, I said, hey, can you have those guys contact me? And that night, like 4 of them did.
Yeah.
And they were just, one of them was out of town, so we used 3 of them, and they were wonderful, and they were great.
Can I ask you an honest question?
Sure.
Are your sets fun?
No, they're strictly business. I'm kind of being serious. Everyone actually has a good time because they like the fact that everything's getting done. We're not wasting any time. But we're not going to do those little in things. We're not going to do any outtakes, blooper reel. We don't do any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's just by the end of the day, we will have a rough cut Seriously, that's how fast we do it.
Wow.
Mhm.
Yeah,
We're
it's that
serious.
fast.
Yeah.
But I will say though that I don't know if we have fun
That's fair.
because you know
I don't usually have fun when I direct.
I'm a party
so
pooper, yeah.
we're focused on getting things done. Everyone else says they had an awesome time.
That's
and,
good.
And
Okay.
people have come to ask to just watch. And I
Okay.
said, well, I'll tell you what. The thing about our films is I may tell you to bring something because you might be in it.
That's
So,
fair.
Yeah, to clarify, no one's ever come away saying, I thought last time I worked with those guys, it's always, what do you guys got coming up next? We really like the way you operate and everything like that. Because, we don't do it. I've been on a lot of those sets where there's all these little hijinks going on. I guess it's part of being a film set. No, we'd rather just get it done so everyone can go home back to their families.
I mean, it's fun. I think everyone tells me they had a lot of fun. And they really enjoyed it. And we didn't waste their time.
Good.
So, if I kind of schedule things so that like, okay, you're going to be ready, however much makeup you need or anything like that. But everyone, I hadn't had any complaints.
Well, that's
and I've had a lot of people say, hey, anything else you want to do, let me know.
Yeah.
So, and that's really what it's about. And I mean, I've been around here for a long time.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that I've seen disappointed and crushed. And by people who just didn't really know what they were doing when they started out.
Yeah.
And I feel there's a lot of actors in this city I feel really genuinely bad for.
Yeah.
Because they've had bad experiences and they weren't proud of what, I mean, a lot of times it didn't even get done.
Yeah.
Things they've done, and they don't get their footage.
That happens a lot, unfortunately.
It happens so much, and that's something I'm very conscious of, and something I really, really put a lot of effort into, making it a positive experience, making them comfortable, and making them proud of what they do.
Well, that's why you're kind of treasured here. So, yeah, thanks for doing that, for that commitment. And, okay, that's your camera right there. I want you to look right in a camera and say one more time where people can watch your films and how they can contact you if they want to work with you.
Okay, we're on YouTube. Our channel is Cavity Search Pictures Films. It'll take you there, but you got to put all that films at the end of it. I'm on Facebook under my name, John Kestner, Kestner, and I'm also on Instagram. So if you're a local actor, send me a friend request. I got to go through because I hit 5,000, I think, again, but I need to clean it out a little bit. But yeah, and that's the best way for me to communicate is that way. But yeah, feel free to get a hold of us and get on the radar and be something, because I have 4 or 5 short films ready to go.
Okay.
If I can get this one location, or if these people can schedule this, and then we also have feature scripts that we're looking to try and get going.
Beautiful. All right, so lots of opportunity, friends, for you to collaborate and work with John and Bill. Thank you so much both for being here today. This was so fun. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back after this. We've got things to do, celebrations, history, so stay right here.
Hello and good morning. Welcome back to the morning show. I was so excited by the history. And I was like, ooh. I was like,
do I go in? Do I not? I'll just wait, I guess.
All right, so I'm Marshall Shore.
I'm Melissa Farley. We're here at
the fabulous Arizona Center.
All right, you're so into the history. Let's have it. What do you got?
Let's go. All right, so on this date was an anniversary for the Alianza Hispano-Americana, which was a mutual aid society started in Tucson in 1894.
Wow.
And so it really brought together cultural pride, mutual assistance among Mexican Americans. And so it offered financial support, burial fund to promote education, civic engagement, and cultural preservation. The organization's motto was protection, education, and progress, which are still important today.
Very true. Yeah.
So-
That's a great photo too.
I know.
That's cool.
I thought that's why I was like, oh, that's why I got excited because they had such a great photo.
It was, yeah.
So,
Love that.
indeed. All right, so let's move on to some celebrations. All right, today is World Bicycle Day.
One thing I cannot do very well at all
So,
is
but-
ride a bicycle.
Really?
No.
Not even with training wheels?
Well, I'm sure with training wheels.
I mean, I got a friend who just got a tricycle. You could go out and ride that
I would feel better about
with a
that.
big basket on the back, so you could just go to
Yeah.
the market and put all your stuff.
But
in
I'm
there.
not great on the two-wheel bicycle. no.
Ah.
Pat didn't believe me, so he made me try it with him, and he was like, "Oh yeah, you're really not good at this."
So basically, it's a day to really talk about how simple, affordable, clean, environmentally sustainable a bicycle is. And I mean, the bicycle has been around since 1817.
That sounds about right.
And so, and it was brought out in Germany, but one of the things I loved was Hattie Mosier and her own history here. So her father had the first ice company here. So she was kind of very well off, but she was also a bit of a renegade. And so she is known as Phoenix's first lady cyclist.
Well, that's cool.
That she was willing to hop on her bicycle as a personal statement and a societal challenge, because suddenly it's like she was not acting like a lady.
I feel like everyone named Hattie is a badass. Like every
So,
time I've
and
met
Hattie-
someone with that name.
Well, and she's got such a unique history.
Yeah.
And so, but you know, I don't want to go into it now about her history, but I just love that she is our first bicyclist lady here
Very
in
cool.
Phoenix. All right, let's move on to some things we can celebrate with National Egg Day.
Oh.
So, you know, let's get a crack on this for a food holiday. Eggs are nutritious foods that are portable, easy to obtain, and each egg has about 75 calories, lots of vitamin D and protein. And so there are many ways where you can enjoy an egg. What's your favorite way for an egg?
Unless you have high cholesterol.
But then they have low cholesterol eggs.
They do?
I know my grandmother used to, it's like there was a certain brand and they fed the chicken something, and so it was a lower.
Is that some other toxic thing that it's going to do to you?
I'm sure it was some other thing, but you know, something's going to get you.
Yeah.
And so it is also National Chocolate Macaroon Day.
There we go. Now we're talking.
So, and it was interesting because I couldn't find out if it was Macaroon Day or Macaron Day.
Because there is a difference.
There is a difference, and it was like, and there were websites that said, oh, it's one, oh, it's the other. So who knows? But you know,
Enjoy both.
enjoy both, and that way cover your bases.
There you go.
That's why I was like,
Problem
you know,
solved.
I mean, just little tasty bites of goodness.
We're solutionists here at the morning
Whether you
show.
like the French version, or I would almost, I mean, I grew up with macaroons because they were Jewish. Not,
Oh, okay.
So it's like you would always get them like around Seder's and things like that.
Yeah, okay.
So,
That makes sense.
But yeah, so go out and have maybe some chocolate macarons or macarons, depending on how you say it. And I thought it was an appropriate day then to also celebrate National Repeat Day,
Oh, God. That sounds like my personal hell.
where you can say everything twice because it makes it twice as nice
No.
if you keep repeating yourself, almost like Groundhog Day,
That's one of
where
my...
it just goes on and on.
and I
and
hate
on.
that movie, too.
I've never seen that movie.
Don't.
Oh, I have no plans to see that
When
movie.
people ask me to repeat myself, I don't know why, it makes my chest muscles tighten. Like, I just hate it.
But you know, but like kids, it's like want to repeat things over and over.
Yeah.
I mean, like there are books. I mean, oh my gosh, or TV shows. You know, Teletubbies.
I'm okay with that. Like,
so-
I have comfort shows that I watch over books that I'll reread maybe
Right.
once a year.
Right.
But yeah, like when you're speaking, like if you say something and they're like, "Can you repeat that? Can you say that again?" I'm like, "No, you either got it or you didn't. I don't know what to tell you."
Or I'll just make up what I think you said, which is usually probably even better than what you said. So.
No
The joys of
repeat day
having a
for
good
me.
ear versus bad ear. So,
Yeah.
all right. So,
Yes.
what are some things we may want to repeat going around town?
Well, Dr. Neil deGrasse Tyson is at the Arizona Financial Theater in Phoenix today at 7. Look at that picture. It makes me laugh. I don't know why. This actually sounds kind of fun, though. So basically what this is they're taking a look at different sets of films from The Wizard of Oz to Mary Poppins to 2001: A Space Odyssey, Harry Potter, A Bug's Life, and taking an entertaining and enlightening review of all the science that our favorite movies got wrong, as well as some of the stuff that they got right. And so this will be incorporating some of the latest films that have come out, as well as some classics that you may not have known that had any science in them, but they actually did. So it sounds like a really kind of fun, interesting night with movies and science merged together. It is $64 depending on seating, and there are still seats available, so you can see Dr. Neil deGrasse Tyson tonight at 7:30 if you are so inclined. We've also got anime trivia night at Snakes and Lattes in Tempe at 7 p.m. So you can get ready for an electrifying night of anime-themed fun as they dive into the captivating world of your favorite shows. You can get tickets, eat devil fruit, and come win the trivia with your team. It is from 7 to 9 p.m. and tickets start at $12 and then go up depending on your team size. So head on over to Sneaks and Lattes if you are obsessed with all things anime. We've also got Two-Step Tuesday at the Dirty Drummer in Phoenix at 7 p.m. That's right, you can learn to dance at the Drummer with pro instructor Steve Conrad. You do not have to have any experience, but you can try on some new skills with live music from Cole Clark Band right after the lesson. So at 7 p.m. they're doing a two-step lesson. 7:40 is line dance, and then 7:50 is going to be live music to put your new skills to the test. So it looks like they're going to be moving pretty fast here.
Indeed.
It's only $10 to take the dance lessons, and it is
and Steve's a really
21+.
good teacher, so.
Yeah. So that'll be a good time. Okay, and I was just there the other morning. Changing Hands Bookstore is having Marissa Meyer at Phoenix tonight at 6:30 p.m. She is the #1 New York Times best-selling author, and she is going to be talking about her young adult graphic novel, We Could Be Magic, which is a swoon-worthy graphic novel about a girl's summer job at a theme park. You get a book and a ticket for about $23, or you can get one book and 2 tickets for $28. And again, that's from 6:30 to 8:30. Space is limited, so it's not recommended that you just show up, that you do actually book your ticket in advance. Just speaking from personal experience there on that one.
I mean, right, and because I think it's because it's a teen author, that it's probably all those kids will be at a summer camp, so then they'll be ready to go to.
Yeah. So and that does look like a fun one. And then last but not least, we've got some family story time happening at the Peoria Main Library at 6 p.m. tonight. You can join in for family story time. This is specifically designed for children ages 2 to 6. It's every Tuesday evening at 6 p.m. And this is especially done for kiddos that are not able to join in story time during the day. So they kind of have these evening options available. Totally free, and it's from 6 to 6:30 at the Peoria Library. So there you go. Some family-friendly events, a little bit of trivia, a little Neil deGrasse Tyson,
Yeah, all kinds of fun stuff going on.
All right, well, Marshall and I are pretty pooped, actually, from our very, very long day yesterday. So we're going to wrap things up on this Tuesday, and we hope that you have a wonderful day. We'll be back here with you bright and early Wednesday.
I think we got a surprise tomorrow as well.